Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the SWAN Pricing Show. My name is Filip Vucic. I'm a pricing mentor.
And I'm Filip Zolota. I'm the CEO and the owner of growth marketing agency Mario. Welcome.
Today, we're talking about defensible price points. So, a defensible price point is one that allows you to keep your price even when the client tends to say, "But I can get it cheaper somewhere else," or and one that is not easy to penetrate with a penetrative price. So with a competitor that says, I'll do that same thing but with 20% discount or something like that, right? Now, there's a huge difference, maybe one of the biggest ones that we talked about between the expertise-based service businesses and commodity-based commoditized service businesses, what we call in this show the SWAN world and the duck world. Because in the standard way of things, in the commoditized space, right, in the duck world, defensible price point is primarily defensible because of its cost structure. So you have lower, in any way, shape, or form, you have lower costs, so you can go to a price that is very hard to go under without a dumping price, without losing money, and that's what makes it defensible, right? There's also not much differentiation in that world. So the only thing you can say is, well, that's the price everybody charges this much, because what you're getting from me is basically what you're getting from anybody else, right? So there's very limited space to move there. Of course, you can have brand reputation because you have big chains with a lot of marketing involved, and then you can have and then you can have, of course, some kind of law-based protection, like a patent or something, or simply market dominance. You're just so big that somebody else trying to undercut you won't really matter, because they don't have enough capitalization to actually do any damage. None of these are really viable in this one world. None of these. You don't have enough lawyers, you don't have enough time or money, or, let's be honest, brand recognition. I mean, we like our brands, and our brands are awesome, and personal brands are awesome, but they're not Coca-Cola, right? It's not that just the pure strength of your brand will defend you from. It functions similarly but differently from that. And yeah, it's not about costs. Our prices are not based on costs, and yes, anybody can technically spend time just as we do with, I don't know, lower costs because they live somewhere else, or it doesn't really matter. How it does work in the SWAN world, and I'd like for you to find an example somewhere in your experience. It works through customer loyalty, and it's built by using a mix of reputation, specialization or customization, publication, so it can be speaking or writing or or technically social media, and constant networking. So you're building an authority that basically serves as a strong brand, and then nobody would say, well, you could get Tony Robbins, or you could get Mike. Mike is cheaper. Yeah, he's not Tony Robbins. So it's not like Tony Robbins has a very defensible price position, and it doesn't have anything to do with lawyers or with cost, right? So, any examples?
Yeah, absolutely. One clear example is within one of my business, and that is my growth marketing agency. That business is in a very competitive field. There are so many various marketing agencies doing a lot of stuff. But the point is, as you mentioned, you build your authority, you build your relationship with your respectable clients and customers. And that is the strong playground for everything. I had a case where competition tried to penetrate with pricing, with additional perks or whatever, with our client, but the client simply rejected them because he said, everything is awesome, great, thank you. But we are working with these guys for a reason and for this amount of years. And we are not a client and service provider, we are also business partners. So connection is much more stronger and based, the foundation is within our trustworthy relationship, and that is helping our growth, their growth, and we have a devilish business cooperation combo. Practically, we became one living tissue, and that cannot be changed with any competitive tactic in terms of potential penetration. The only thing which can help them penetrate would be the situation in which we fail. But if we are truly helping and supporting our respectable clients and customers to grow, we are their right hand, their business wingman, and we generate constant results. There is no space for something like that. Surely, there is a namespace with people who are primarily focused on price buyers, but those aren't, in this respectable case, my clients and partners, because I'm not working with price buyers. So that situation is impossible to happen. The reason by which somebody from my client repository portfolio would go working with somebody else just because of the cheaper price.
So I think it's a misunderstanding of why somebody works with you, right? If somebody thinks, they work with Maoyo because that their price is the best, then they can try and counter the price. But that's not the reason, right? So I think you're right, because why they work with you are the results. Now, if they could say, oh, we could generate better results than that, and if not, you don't have to pay us, maybe there would be something to talk about, because they generate results. However, for that to happen, the client would have to be really, really sure that what they can do can actually, what they say they can do can actually happen, which is very hard to compare with actually being sure that he would get results from you, right? So in that case, it's like saying, your favorite food is apple pie, right? Well, I can get you 2 pork pies. Yeah, it's not about the pies.
Yeah.
And that's a maybe, and this is a sure, right? This I know because I went through it, and we went through Corona, and we went through some hard times, and I know how he functions. I'm talking about you, and I know how you hire and fire, and how you stood by your people even when there was no revenue. So he knows that your people stand by you. So he has no idea what could happen if this great young up-and-comer tries to do stuff and then has a fight with their employees, and they leave in the middle of a. So all of these things are much more important than exactly how much your client pays you at the end of the month. That's not the only thing that he or she gets, and that's not the only thing that he or she cares about, right?
Yeah.
So How did you get to that position?
Yeah, it's for me, the entire process and that path was very clear, because from the early stage I was always focused on resolving the challenges and resolving the problems my clients have on the table. I'm solution maker, and that's it. I love to tackle with the challenges and play within the field where nobody else want to play. Some unknown sandbox, you can call it whatever you want. And primarily, I'm never focused on monetary window. I'm when I'm entering any business collaboration and potential cooperation, no matter the business niche in which I'm involved, no matter one or second or third of my business line, I'm always focused on building a relationship first. Because if we have the alignment, we appreciate each other, we see the potential for the future, then we have adequate namespace for collaboration. I am not just taking new clients and customers because I need them. In business, I had so many crazy situations, money-wise, where we needed new clients, but I was still rejecting them because I knew it is only filling the gap for 1 or 2 months, but I don't see the alignment and I don't see future with them. And it would be completely unfair to take their money, to pour our energy and effort into something in which we are not believing in. And that is simply, it's merely an integrity, professional and personal. And if other side understands that, appreciates that, then you have a solid rock foundation for long-term commitment, collaboration, partnership, and so many opportunities business-wise. Because also what is happening in my career, for my experience, I was not only doing something for my client with my client, but we extended our collaboration, cooperation, not only becoming friends, but also becoming a business partner in additional ventures and activities. And that shows the strength and strong bond within that relationship.
Yes. I made a newsletter about this. And I think, everything is a platform these days.
Yeah.
But what we're talking about, what you need for defensibility of your price, is a platform.
Yeah.
You need a place that will elevate you, that will make you stand out, because you cannot have a defensible position if you are seen as a duck. If you're seen as, just another thing that goes quack and solves this problem. So within the context of your own industry, what would you say is different, noticeable about your brand as opposed to other ones with which you actually get compared with?
Yeah, in our respectable case, at least as I'm seeing it, and depending on the information I receive from the audience and people, is we practically have built the communication window of stability, and also there is no neediness. So people already know if they're serious about themselves in their business, they'll be speaking with us about cooperation, and there won't be some hit and run, try and miss situations in which they'll be trying to communicate with us or directly with me about some discrete budget, about this or that, the compromises, etc. People are coming to us well prepared. Even those who aren't prepared enough, we have the frame to prepare them for us, because whatever we are doing, we are entering deep into their business, and there is no other way around or easy hack. And often what was happening, where I was also rejecting some of potentially interesting clients, was the fact that we have a flow. which we need to pass step by step before the engagement. Oh, we need this immediately, blah, blah, blah. No, it's your problem. You'll resolve it in-house. And when you are ready, you can come to us. And I'm strict about it. I'm strict and completely compromise-free. And that is also giving me the stability, my people, my team. And what is very important for my sake and my business sake, there is no urgency. Urgent as a word is a forbidden word. I even told that in some occasions to my clients who were starting collaboration with us, I said, urgent is only when it is a matter of life or death for you personally. Then it is urgent. Everything else can be in queue and wait the right time and moment. But yeah, but this is very important. Yeah. Everything is important, but it's not life or death. And we are very clear about it. And that also, for sure, helped us within the establishment of the perception, the authority, and what is the most important, and you and two of us, meaning you and me, we already discussed about it. It's about consistency.
Oh, yes.
I'm not saying this presentation, that we are nice, we are pink. Nobody cares. But if you're consistent through in terms of continuity, the communication and entire process is fully aligned. The values, the process, the goals, and everything, then people are taking you serious. Other way around, you'll be just one more guy in a row, quite soon losing that job. And that's it.
So it's hard to, we are all protagonists of our own show. So it's hard to imagine just how much people don't think about you, you know, us. Yeah. So consistency is important. Not necessarily to make the impression, but to keep the impression in somebody's head. Yeah. This is why it's very unprofessional to say my corporate color is green. Which green, man? Well, it doesn't really matter. Yes. Because if I see your logo with 17 different shades of green, which will happen, then I have very little chance to actually remember it. Just like nobody would read a serious long email written in 17 different fonts. I mean, each and every of those fonts are fine. But keep varying them, and the only thing that I might remember is, Jesus, that was a lot of fonts. And not what you've written, right? So consistency is about retaining a peace of mind, because you don't burden the mind with a lot. Because yes, if people sat down and thought about you, they could figure out that this time you said this, and this time you said that, and this time you acted like these are your values, and then you turned around and did the opposite because you had to make a quick buck. And if they sat down and you explained it to them, they might see it. However, they're not going to sit down and think about you because they have better things to do. And you won't get the chance to explain. The only thing that happens is that their brain goes, I don't know, man. I thought it was this. Now it's that. Yeah. Just let it go, right? Yeah. We have other fish to fry. I can't deal with cognitive dissonance on this on a matter that is this removed from our priorities, right? I have enough of trouble with the priorities. This is not a priority. Just move to somebody else. Mm-hmm. Just see if there's somebody cheaper. Let's go. And very often the strength of the price is in its symbolic position, meaning a high price in our world, in the SWAN world, signifies not high costs, but high desirability.
Mhm.
And when somebody says, I need somebody good, oh, these guys look desirable. Let me check this and that. Okay, they seem desirable. So it's satisfying, right? It's deciding on the minimum, the first solution that covers all of the minimums. That's my solution. If people sat down and made a cost benefit analysis and could understand all the nuances, maybe there would be a better deal. That's a completely moot point because nobody's going to do that. And if somebody is counting on that, they just scored a moral victory. Clap, clap. I'll take the money. Thank you. So one more point that I wanted to make about the defensible price is that one of the reasons why people like going with the common price, the going rate, is that it is easily defensible.
Yeah.
Because you can always say it's the going rate. Firstly, there's never just one going rate. You and I both know that, right? There's the official going rate and the unofficial going rate and the unofficial going rate, and the going rate that you ask for, but not the one that they but you expect them to go lower. So it's complicated. And secondly, you have to use that defense all the time. And I think with if you want peace, get ready for war, and these kinds of things, the best defense is the defense that you rarely have to use because it's so prominent, it's so visible that there's no need for you to brandish it, right? To wave around with it. So something like an authority, something like customer loyalty, that's not something that you need to display at all times, especially not with the client in question. They know why they're loyal to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to say it. You don't have to say, yeah, remember that one when you were sick and I was sick and I still came and did the job because you couldn't, right? No, he does. He does. Right? Sometimes if it's a long relationship, sometimes it's good to make notes of these kinds of situations so that you can pull them out. If somebody says, what have you done for us lately? And you can say, well, it's this. How much time have you got? Right? Oh, yeah, I remember all of those things. Yeah, so sorry for asking. Right? That might be fine. So I wouldn't necessarily bank on clients remembering because we're not the only thing in their life. Far from it. But this is still customer loyalty, and it's still something that is buildable in our world. And of course, today's social media gives you plenty opportunities for publication. And then people might circulate that, and it's much better for somebody to hear about you through your content, like your LinkedIn posts, right? Then then you having to say, hi, I do this. Do you need this? Yeah. It's a completely different thing if you call them or they call you.
Yeah, especially in the expertise-based business. I'm great. Look at me. I can do this for you. Yeah, awesome. Now you can proceed.
I'll call you if I need you.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, and at the beginning, I talked about so legal teams and brands, and all of these things will pop out more often than not if you try to Google or GPT. How do you have a defensible price? And the danger is, as it often is in the topics of our show, is that people say, oh, I can't do any of that. Okay, so there's nothing I can do. Right? I'm just screwed. No, it's not easy, it's not quick to build authority. Reputation doesn't grow overnight. And you can customize, that's true, but it's also important that you don't customize in a way that undermines your professional integrity. So you say there is no urgent, right? That's what you say, because urgent means you have to work quicker than you would like, which means more mistakes will happen. So that would be I see that as protecting the client's interests.
Yeah.
Right? And good clients know how to understand this. So would you like your dentist to hurry up? You sure? That's my chart. Don't say I didn't warn you. So so that's definitely serving the client and serving at the client's best interest, even if the client says, yes, this is important. I know. We don't do unimportant stuff. Unimportant stuff is dealt by some duck or other, right? If this needs to be done right, I've done it recently as well. Somebody said, I've already started working on a web page. So I need this and this. Can we do it in 2 hours? No. No, we cannot. Yes, okay, but can we do it by next Thursday? No. It's not going to be an answer that you need, and I would rather not give you something to build on that is absolutely not which would compromise stability and compromised resources. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely not. That is not going to be done on my watch, as they say.
Yeah.
And I think I would like to think that, so this client I couldn't help, but I would like to think what I did was like when you go to a butcher's shop and he says, yeah, don't touch that meat, not for you, right? Next time when he says, oh, that's an excellent cut, I might have a much different opinion about his advice than if he never shooed me away from anything, because it's a conflict of interest. So if I'm doing it, I probably have a very good reason, right? Yeah. And this is a kind of thing. So professional integrity, and other drivers of defensibility is what ends up helping you retain a price even under pressure.
Yeah, we fully implemented consistency and continuity.
Yes.
Because what is often happening in expertise-based business, companies, no matter the niche, they're investing so much in marketing, in presentation and everything. And then behind the scene, no standard operating procedures, no onboarding process. So you enter you enter practically a kindergarten. And it's crazy because no matter what you did, presentation wise, investment, and putting into so much time, effort, and energy into it, but behind the scene, you don't have the stability you're communicating. That is disengaged. The client is disengaged immediately, as you mentioned several minutes ago. And that is also equally important as the professional and personal integrity portion of the story.
Yes, indeed. Have we gone through this?
I think we did.
Where can people find you, Philip?
People can find me on LinkedIn, also on my consultancy page, philipzolota.com. And my agency page, maoyo.agency.
I'm more and more active on several social media, but mainly it's almost. So I don't do Twitter and I don't do Zuckerberg for now, but that's the extent of it. But the main place where you can find me is basically fearless-pricing.com. Right. People, thank you for joining us and see you next time on the SWAN Pricing Show.
See you. Bye-bye.